Sagittarius, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings, and this week we are looking for all the goss on you, Sagittarius. So we're looking for, what's the goss on your life? What's the goss on your love life at the moment? Now, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I do really appreciate your support, being such a super small channel here. But this week we are using, I've got 4 decks here actually. So we're starting off with the Oracle of the Shapeshifters. Our main deck today, we have the Slavic Folklore Lenormand. And then I do have 2 love oracles as well. So we've got the Hidden Truth Love Oracle, as well as those beautiful heart-shaped love oracle cards. Okay, getting into it for you, Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, what's going on for our Sagittarians? Sagittarius. Okay, we have the Mermaid and the Turtle Woman. Okay, so that talks about an elder will teach you. So this is all about some sort of mentorship. That there's an elder around you at the moment. Whether this, I feel like for a lot of you, this is actually, like a metaphysical elder. So it may be like if you're, depending on your personal beliefs and what you're into, it definitely could be like a spirit guide, those sorts of things. Some sort of angel, someone from the, someone that has passed on already, those sorts of things. And learning some sort of lesson from this person. So, and for some of you, it's metaphysical in the sense of it's not even, directly learning something from this person. It's from, your observations or your recollections of how a certain person did things or said things. And that's actually teaching you how to do something within your own life. All right. But for others of you, this definitely could be a physical person as well. They're probably going to be someone older than you, as it does say, an elder will teach you. But it does talk about, quite a lot of things here. I do feel for some of you, this is actual education and really, utilizing as much as you can from the teacher that you're given, for this, formal education, really, really accessing this person's personal knowledge when it comes to whatever they're teaching you, but for others of you, once again, more metaphysical type teachings here, where it's kind of, this person may not even be directly teaching you, but you're learning something from, observing this person, watching how someone does something in the workplace or, just in general life. It definitely could be even something physical along the lines of, a parent teaching you how to make scones or something like that. It could definitely be a lot of different things with this particular card. But the Mermaid and the Turtle Woman. So it really talks about, not being afraid to look to others for advice and for, wisdom and being able to see wisdom in a lot of different aspects, through a lot of different people, not relying on yourself all the time to know all the answers. Okay. We also do have my fairy bee, or the fairy bee. Okay. My life is sweet. All right. Sweet like honey. So it's talking about being grateful for your life at the moment, Sagittarius, being grateful for the sweetness that is surrounding you at this time. We do see some really positive, happy energy around this card. And with the social, the bees, we do see a bit of a social element too. So, we all know bees all work together. And so it's like that teamwork, that social, they all live together in the hive. And so, especially too with that elder may teach you, I am really getting that, relying on other people and being grateful for having other people around you in your life, regardless of whether it's a big hive or a small hive, really appreciating the honey that's in your life. All right. But we'll get a bit more info with the Lenormand for you, Saggy. Okay, what's the goss on Sagittarius? Oh, and I'm just getting with that, I did say, honey, the sweetness. I'm getting for some of you that this has actually got to do, someone's going to be like giving you lollies or something. Oh, sorry, I'm Australian, so we call them lollies, but I mean like candy, okay? So someone's going to be giving you something sweet, basically. Whether it may be, no, I feel like for a lot of you it's lollies, all right? And that might be how you know who this teacher is that they give you lollies or sorry, candy. They give you some sort of candy and that's sort of how you know that this you're like that's the person that I need to learn from. So interesting. Well, a lot of our elders are renowned for things like, carrying hard boiled lollies or candies or whatever in their purses and things like that, right? Might be someone that, as a child you always tried to steal their the butter. What are those ones called? The hard boiled ones that are like the hard ones that are that real specific flavor that I don't know. I'm being very stereotyping here where it's like old people have them all the time. They don't. They don't. It's not necessarily just old people that eat them, but yeah. But I do recall as a young child myself, my grandmother would always have like a little thing of hard boiled lollies that we would go and like, can I have one of these? I can't remember what they're called. Leave me a comment and let me know the name of the candy or the lolly because I can't remember what they're called. But it's a specific old person lolly, all right? Like you'll know. I think you'll know what I'm talking about, right? Because it's like, I don't know, maybe it's just an Australian thing, but it's like, am I thinking like butterscotch flavor or something like that? I don't know. That's random. Okay. Sagittarius. What's the goss on Sagittarius? Relatively straightforward here, Sagittarius. It is feeling a little bit more along the lines of advice for you at the moment. We do have the bear here, and that's come through with the wolf, which is the dog in the traditional decks. Okay, so the bear, I really feel like this particular bear is talking about, standing strong in your own power, having your boundaries set firmly, but being very nurturing. All right. With your friends, we do find with that wolf energy that talks about friendships. Okay, your social group. I feel for a lot of you there, the people that you have a good friendship relationship with, the ones that are loyal to you, supportive of you. Those companions just in day-to-day life. I'm feeling here that this is you nurturing the bonds of those friendships, being quite loyal to those friendships, but also at the same time making sure that you've got your firm boundaries set within those friendship groups, so that you're not allowing people to, cross your boundaries and to the detriment of the friendship kind of energy there. But mostly that's coming through as very nurturing, just currently sort of nurturing the bonds of friendship around you at the moment. And we do see your life is sweet. So I do feel as though you do have some good friends around you, and you're just spending some time with them and nurturing those relationships, and maybe even nurturing a specific friend. They may be having a bit of a rough trot, and you're sort of, the bear can sometimes be, that mama bear that's a bit protective of their cub. So that may be you over a friend at the moment as well, being a little bit, protective over a friend and really sort of looking after them, giving them that shoulder to cry on, nurturing them and allowing them to express themselves. And I really feel as though that's quite a positive energy when it comes to what it's doing for you and your soul, Sagittarius. It's really helping you, by nurturing this person. I feel as though it's actually you nurturing yourself in a lot of ways as well. So, being a friend to yourself by being a good friend to others at the moment. Then we do have the cross, all right, and that's actually come out with the ship. All right, so what we see here, the cross is very interesting because in this particular deck, it does talk a little bit more about, some of the spiritual burdens that you've been carrying, some of the suffering that you've gone through in the past, the burden, like it can also talk about, strong traditional convictions, like if you're very religious, or if someone is very religious, they have very strong convictions about certain things, equal certain things. I'm just trying to think of an example there, but like, uh, uh, it's standing true to your convictions and not allowing, um, because with the suffering element, it's kind of like, well, the whole, it does bring to mind the Christianity side of things with its, Jesus suffered on the cross and for all mankind's sins. So, I'm getting this element of you kind of feeling bad, basically, carrying this burden of something that you're perceiving as, someone's sin that you're carrying around, like that cross to bear that you're carrying around. But I feel like that with the ship, it's kind of letting us know that it's okay to let that go. And it's, rather than carrying that burden around constantly, carrying some sort of suffering around with you constantly, load that ship up and let it set sail off into the sunset. It's time to let go of that burden, Sagittarius, and have faith. All right, with the cross, we do, being such a spiritual, religious type card, it does have a strong pull of, having faith, in destiny more than anything. It is the card of destiny, this particular one. So it talks about things happening the way that they're supposed to, and having faith that, you will be able to let go of this and start a new adventure, let go of the suffering and start new adventures. With the ship energy, it definitely can talk about, just some sort of new journey that you're on just within yourself. But it can also talk about, more physical journeys as well. So, you may be traveling soon and needing to release these burdens so that you can sort of travel with that clear spirit, moving forward. I do feel for a lot of you, this is just sort of moving forward, that movement, that forward movement, headed straight into your future here. There may be, maybe some travel or an actual journey involved, for some of you there, but for majority of you, this is just like, okay, I'm ready for the next adventure. I'm releasing those burdens, and now I'm ready for my next adventure. Now that I've released those burdens, life is pretty sweet, and I'm able to actually start seeing that and appreciating that, and now I'm ready to pack up all my stuff and set sail into the next adventure of my life. So it's coming through actually quite positive for you there. All right, and we do have on the bottom of the deck the tree, which is all about self-care, self-growth. All right, so making sure we're looking after ourselves and making sure we actually, maybe that's what that elder is able to teach you, of how to release those burdens you're putting on yourself there. All right, okay, Sagittarius. We want the goss on Sagittarius and their love life, please. Now, this particular deck does a lot of the time bring out past energy. So if that's the case for you, Sagittarius, we will use the second deck to focus on future. All right, but Sagittarius, we want the goss on Sagittarius's love life, please. Sagittarius. Okay, so getting a bit of a mixed energy here. What I'm actually getting, I'll show you what I've got. Firstly, I've got I love you unconditionally. All right, so this person does love you, and it's a deep love. All right, but I hope that you can forgive me one day. And the reason they need your forgiveness, I'm not available. Okay, so I'm getting intuitively here, I'm getting that this is somebody who For some reason, regardless of how much they love you, they have gone elsewhere and they're with somebody else. They're not available. They're already connected to somebody new, and they're hoping that you can forgive them for making that choice. I'm getting here that it was the easy choice to go somewhere else because loving you was harder. Whether, you know, a lot of you are going to know why that they feel that way, but that's what I'm getting coming through, that they took the easy way out, basically. And they hope that one day that you will forgive them for that, because, you know, they do love you unconditionally, regardless of them taking the easy way out, so to speak. They do hold a lot of love for you, and it's kind of, you know, with that unconditionally, it's kind of like they always will, and they know that you're always going to be a part of them. But for some reason, you know, there may have been some stuff that's happened between you, and you know, this, it does feel like this may have been like a more forced separation where they've had to move on just because that's how, you know, I'm getting that they may have been, you know, for some of you, they may be somewhat codependent, and so they had to move on to somebody else. If they can't have you, they need to have somebody. But they do still hold a lot of love for you here. All right. I'm getting a second message too, that also, for some of you, there's two people here, someone else telling you that they want you to know that they love you unconditionally as well. But that is that elder, okay? That elder has a lot of love for you, whether it's, you know, because unconditional love can be a lot more than just romantic love. It can be platonic love as well. So this elder that is going to teach you, regardless of whether they're still living or not, they or you know, esoterical or not, they have a lot of unconditional love for you. They, you know, want to help you learn. All right. But we'll have a look, like I said, we'll have a look more so, you know, what's coming in the near future. Give us the goss on the near future for Sagittarius's love life. What's the goss on the near future for Sagittarius? Not wanting to share too... Whoop, there we go. There's one. What's the goss near future for Sagittarius? Okay. Now we're just throwing them at me. Okay, so that first one that came through, the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. There's that faith. Have faith in following this new path, starting this new journey. Only time will tell. Ooh. Universe being a little bit tricky there. I love it when that card comes out. That's like the divine timing sort of card, that things are going to happen when they happen. Don't rush it. Don't slow it. Don't, just take it as it comes. Go with the flow. As a Capricorn who likes to control things, me and that card have issues, but only time will tell. All right. But this is why we're seeing divine timing coming into play, because we do have the manifesting miracles card as well. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. All right. So, you know, with that time, only time will tell. For some of you, this is definitely near future, that you are manifesting somebody in the near future. But for others of you, it may take a little bit longer than that, but, you know, keep on moving forward. Follow your heart's guidance and follow your intuition. Start those new journeys, release all those burdens, and you will get to those miracles. Okay, Sagittarius. Well, that's what we have for you today. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, especially moon signs coming up to a full moon. But hopefully we'll see you all again soon for the next bunch of readings, and we will be doing a shadow work reading over this weekend as well. So keep an eye out for that one. But thank you so much for all your time.